Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Who am I speaking to?
Laura Van.
Hi, Laura.
Hi. I don't think necessarily we've met before.
It's nice to meet you. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Katie looks very busy. Hi, Katie. Laura, where are you located?
Just in Westlake Village.
Okay. Okay. Great. And how long have you
How
been
about
with the
you?
company? I'm in Newport Beach.
Oh. Oh, hang on a second. I'm listening to something else here. So how long have I been with it? A couple months. I think. I don't really remember. I think I joined over the summer.
All right. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah. Well, I'm a chiropractor and I do weight loss
Ah.
in my clinic a lot, and
Oh, okay.
I was doing detoxification before, and then I did the Simply Young detox and decided it was good. So now, when it seems appropriate, I put patients on it.
I see.
But I'm also interested in learning more about, how to market it. I feel like I'm not, I mean, I'm getting people on the products, but I'm missing out a lot. And
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm missing on how to actually really do the business.
Okay. Now, do you have you had experience before marketing other similar products to your customers, or to your patients and clients? Other types of nutraceuticals, that sort of thing?
Oh, well, I mean, I've been just not network marketing stuff.
Okay, not network marketing. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Excellent. Well, good. Thank you for sharing that.
Uh-huh.
Now, this is going to be a little different direction tonight in that it's,
Can you hear me?
Katie, are you there?
Oh gosh, I was muted. I could not figure out what was going on. Oh my gosh.
I thought you were very quiet.
I was trying my best. So sorry. There we
I
go.
did a ghost. Someone else was doing it for her.
Oh my gosh, so sorry about that. I'm like, can you hear
Glad to
me?
hear your voice. Glad to hear your voice.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me get you going here. Let's see. There we go. Can you see the screen okay?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. Okay, well, let's get started. I did a little introduction, and I'm sure nobody heard, but good evening, everybody. We're joining Linda tonight. Linda's done as the founder.
Everybody's here.
What's that? Can you hear me?
Someone just announced themselves.
Oh, great. Okay, wonderful. Anyways, tonight's topic is leading your team towards their dreams. And Linda has been in the business for almost 25 years, and she's really quite the specialist, not only on teaching, people how to build their business, but coaching them and to bring out the best and highest potential in each person. So, and as well as teams. So, welcome, Linda. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Katie. It's always a pleasure to be here, and welcome everyone who's with us this evening, and everyone who is listening to this in their back office. So glad you're with us. And this topic is another one of our leadership series, in that as you start to share the product and especially the product and then the business opportunity associated with the product with people, you tap in to an opportunity that is very fulfilling, very rewarding, but also comes with some responsibility as you help them build their business and lead them toward what they want this business to be for them and fulfill their goals and their dreams. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And I have a couple of ideas that will help you keep people on course once they've come aboard. Because oftentimes what we find is that we spend the time introducing the products and the company to people, and we sponsor them, and they join us. But oftentimes that initial excitement goes away. And then we find that we're spending time keeping them in the process. So we're going to talk about shifting that excitement into enthusiasm that becomes more permanent. So Katie, if you would, let's go on to our first slide.
Lovely. Hang on. There we go.
Okay. So as I said in this slide, the first step as you build your team and you expand your business and your business potential and your income, the first step, of course, is to keep them. Because in my opinion, keeping them is as important, if not more important, than going through the sponsoring process and the recruiting process with them. Retention in this industry and others, but especially in direct selling, retention and retaining your team is probably your biggest challenge. Why is that? A multitude of reasons we can get into maybe on another call. But the reality is learning to retain them and keep them on your team is something that you can do. You can get better at that. And I have some ideas and concepts for you this evening to help you keep all those important people with you as you build your business. Because after all, we've worked hard, you've invested time and energy, and if they all of a sudden disappear or go inactive or just kind of go into hibernation, it often leaves you wondering, what did I do? What could I have done differently? What's changed? So we'll go on to the next slide, Katie.
Okay.
And oftentimes it's not necessarily anything you've done. It's just they haven't made the shift mentally and internally from that initial excitement into enthusiasm. What do I mean by that? Well, what I have found over my time in this industry is that unless that excitement that a brand new person feels matures into enthusiasm, your new team member cannot become internally motivated. Because excitement is an externally driven emotion that depends a lot on outside stimulus, like events or calls or conversations like this one. And they love the products, they try the products for the first time and they get excited about it. They hear other people's excitement, maybe especially when you come together for trainings and for meetings, and that can spill over into everyone else. You can catch that excitement, but it also can be short-lived once the cause of that excitement ends or fades. I've often had this experience where someone was really excited. They joined the company. They came to an event. They signed up. They caught the enthusiasm. They went home. They were all by themselves, and all of a sudden, they started doubting their decision. There was no one there. The rah-rah was all gone. It was just them and their business, and now there was some responsibility and things to do, and some of that insecurities kind of crept in. And I'm sure you can maybe think of times where that's either happened to you or someone that you know or someone on your team. So how did that make you feel when all of a sudden someone you were excited for and about wasn't matching that enthusiasm, wasn't really turning out to be the go-getter or the excited person you were sure they were? You were just so sure. And what I learned is that when they are merely excited, they have to plug into you and other outside resources for that energy. They have no internal motivation until they see it and believe it. and they believe what's possible for them and their business. And when that excitement matures into enthusiasm, they become self-motivated and begin to own their business and believe in the possibilities. And it was interesting. I looked up the word enthusiasm, and it originates from the word enthusiasm derives from the Greek for inspired by a god or God within, indicating a power to create. Enthusiasm. I learned something. I love that. Greek for inspired by a god or God within. Next slide. Okay. So, the question becomes, how do we help channel that brand new team members' excitement into enthusiasm? Well, one of the first steps is to make sure you're walking the same path. And what does that mean? Well, it means setting realistic expectations. Their expectations as well as your expectations. Are you expecting too much or not enough? Are their expectations really their expectations? Or are they your expectations for them? You know, there's a big difference. And do they have enough information to truly know what's possible and when it's possible? Do they know anything about direct selling? If not, that might be an opportunity for you to educate them on the possibilities of what can happen in the compensation plan associated with direct selling, how leverage and duplication come into play, and how that creates possibilities for them. They may not have all that information yet. In other words, do they know how big their dreams can actually be? How big they can dream? If you paint a picture that they have not embraced or cannot see for themselves, then is it real to them? Is it your dream for them or their dream for themselves? If you're not sure how to find out what dream or picture they would want to achieve, what is their picture, what is their dream, then you can take the time to find out. Next slide. Remember, you cannot want something for someone else. They need to want it as much or more as you do for them. So how do you find out what their expectations are? Here are some suggestions for that. Number one, ask open-ended questions. Use why and what questions to keep them focused. Questions that center on thinking about their business and problem solving for their success. Questions like, what are your real expectations for your business? How can I help you develop your own picture of what is possible from this business? Or what would give you the greatest satisfaction from having a successful month of sales with Simply Young? What one thing could you do this week to move your business forward? Now, those are coaching questions that I often ask. But I encourage you to use the same type of open-ended questions, you know, what, where, why, those kinds of things, to get them talking about what they truly want and expect from their association and their teaming up with Simply Young. Set a realistic pace. Sometimes this is the one area that you can really influence that will make a difference. You know, excitement helps them set a pace that is moving them at a challenging but achievable rate. You want to get a good blend of, you know, turning that excitement into action and moving them forward and challenging themselves, but it also needs to look and feel achievable. And we've all seen people who simply burn out because they try too much too fast. I have seen that quite often in this industry. So you might begin by helping them set some realistic office hours that they can get comfortable and commit to, working around the other priorities they have in their life. Time is absolutely flexible, but it's not optional. You have to devote some amount of time to the business. But the good news is they get to choose when that time will work for them, and they get to determine their office hours. So you can guide them in that process. What does your week look like? What are your best days to spend, say, a couple of hours maybe working the business? What works for you? Keeping in mind your other priorities, and help them develop those office hours. You can educate them. You can model the activities that you're encouraging them to do. Set the example. It's extremely helpful for them to see you doing the business, to be with them at meetings, to maybe doing three-way calls with them so they can hear the words, hear how you approach a customer, a client, a potential team member. And then make sure they're receiving training provided by Simply Young. Get them on our calls, get them to the trainings at the home office, any opportunity to become more of a student of the business and the product. Education drives knowledge. Knowledge is power, and that absolutely turns right into confidence. And when they're confident, they're going to stay in place because they feel successful. Communicate with them. Your presence in the beginning of their interaction and their association with Simply Young creates a big part of their excitement. So stay close and in contact. If you disappear or scale back your contact, you create disappointment or loss of that excitement. Remember, we don't want the excitement to go away. We want to channel it and drive it into enthusiasm, grow it into enthusiasm. Recognize and acknowledge that what you see them being and doing. Talk to them about, how you see them showing up. Acknowledge what they're doing for their business. Acknowledge their time they're committing. Acknowledging the things that they're doing to grow and to be fully present. This is big. If you had to pick one thing to do, one key thing to do that would keep your team member committed and involved, it would be what I call I see you acknowledgement. I see you being this. I see you growing in this area. I see you showing up and being fully present at meetings and on calls. I see you wanting this. Those I see you acknowledgments are so powerful and can absolutely steer people back on course practically instantaneously. And then take them by the hand. Because leadership is about you walking with them, not them running with you. You're walking alongside. You're matching them stride for stride. You cannot do the business for them, but you can guide them with patience. They may fall down and have a disappointment along the way. That happens to all of us. But that will serve as a lesson, and they will learn from it. Just be there to help them up and put them back on course. Next slide, Katie.
Got it.
And tap into their dreams. Constantly connect them back to why they wanted to start their business in the first place. There are so many wonderful reasons to be associated with Simply Young. Absolutely so many. What was their original reason? What was their original dream? Fear can sometimes cloud our dreams. And when that happens, we get a little confused, a little disappointment, comes a little discouraged. Remind them of why they're here. Remind them of what they wanted to achieve, how they wanted to serve others, what this was going to mean for their life. Do that to get them back on track. Now, after a while, they'll be able to do that for themselves. They'll absolutely automatically tap back into their dreams on their own. But in the beginning, they're going to need your guidance and your support. Ask permission to hold them accountable to implement what they're learning, the knowledge that they're learning, how they're becoming more comfortable with the product, talking about the product, experiencing the product for themselves, learning about direct selling. And if they have made a commitment to take this knowledge and channel it into their business, and will give you permission to hold them accountable for these action steps, then that's a beautiful thing. But get permission for that. Just attending training with the intention of putting what they're learning into action sometimes is not enough. Guide them to integrate this new skills they're learning, and guide them to integrate it and become more successful by using what they're learning. We have a series of calls now in the back office on all aspects of direct selling, leadership, product. There's just a wonderful array of wonderful, what I call just-in-time learning segments and trainings with a coach approach. You can guide them into those calls. When they're ready for the next one, tap them into it. Offer direction instead of directing them. In other words, practice sharing, not telling, or directing them what to do. When you direct them, you're essentially doing it for them. And that creates dependence, not independence. And that's not the outcome that you're looking for. You're looking for independence. With independence comes confidence. And with confidence comes success, as we've mentioned. That success builds ownership of their business and the outcome personally and financially that they want. And that's going to lead them to that enthusiasm and that taste for more. Bottom line, they will become self-motivated business partners and part of your team for the long run, which is what we want. So some action steps. Next slide. Now I've identified these for you. Certainly add your own action steps to them. But my suggestions are for you to identify any team members that you have that are still, in your opinion, driven by excitement rather than enthusiasm. How do you know the difference? As we discussed, it ebbs and flows. They're excited when they're with you, not so excited when they're not. They show up for a call, but maybe then they're absent for the next one. It ebbs and flows. It's not fully engaged. Those who only seem excited when they're around you or around the team, but then they sort of go into hibernation. Identify who they are, and then work with them individually to create a plan to tap into what really motivates and means the most to them. I found over the years that there's a variety of reasons or whys, emotional whys, that people come into the business. It has everything to do with personalities, what their life is like now, what they want it to be, what life occurrences have influenced them or have affected them. And so the only way to find out is to really have that wonderful discussion. And believe me, it's a privilege to have them be able to share in a safe place with no judgment exactly what motivates them and what means the most to them. Once you know that, and you've discovered that together, set up your own realistic pace for implementing those action steps, that plan, to help each of them move forward at their own pace into that, to that enthusiasm level, combined well with confidence and growth. And now you know you've got a partner. You've got a partner who has, for all the right reasons, made a commitment to build a business, working alongside you. So I'm going to stop there and open up for questions, comments, maybe experiences. If this sounds a bit familiar, I'd love to hear your feedback at this point.
Does anybody have any questions or any kind of feedback. I think this is an amazing topic, by the way. I think it's like a real foundational topic that can really make or break you and your business, because many people don't really understand how to um, really get the business going here, and it's just such heart to heart connections with people. You know what I'm saying? Really, and it's the people that you end up connecting with, and they're like, "Wow, I want to work with this person," and they get excited about it and everything, and then it's really, really true to be able to. Have these tools, this amazing information that Linda's sharing with you, to be able to go and really start, in a sense, challenging and, working side by side with your team, to really see the differences happening.
Just to add on to that, this was an eye opener for me. Before I started coaching, I was doing more training and leadership development and working with high-end leaders in various companies, and they would come to me with the same type of frustration. And we hadn't made the link, we hadn't made the connection between excitement and enthusiasm. It wasn't clearly defined. And if I'd known then what I know now about that transition, that shift, and it makes perfect sense. I think I could have probably helped more people. But instead of getting frustrated, I think if you just look at it a little differently and just tap into it to identify whether or not it's excitement or enthusiasm, and just make that connection, I think it goes a long way.
Do you think
toward confidence building?
Yeah, I think that's such a huge eye opener for people. And it really seems to me that it would take an amazing amount of pressure off of not only the person bringing them in, so that they don't have to be performing all the time and keeping them, like excited, that to have that differentiation, to that distinction, to make that distinction. And really, and it's going to help them help their people understand that, oh yeah, I was in the excitement stage. Now it's the enthusiasm that comes from within me. Why my passion that I feel that, doing that cleanse, or taking the calcium, and having my, aches and pains feel better, and whatever it is that turns you on, or whatever. I have one guy who, seriously, it's the cutest thing ever. He could create his business just on the longevity calcium. He's so into that, and it's a huge category. I mean, people have, they've sold millions and millions of dollars of this stuff, but most, when you make the distinction of between the product of what it can do, that, so on and so forth, it really gets exciting. And it's the same thing with this. It's the enthusiasm of whatever it is that really drew you to this business, and because it's usually because something helped change you, or the products really helped you. You felt amazing from them, and you just love that every ingredient counts, kind of a thing, But
yeah.
You hit it on the head with this, really.
Well, you just said something about the product, and obviously when you see the results from the product, and I have experienced it myself, you get excited about it and enthusiastic about it, and then you want to share with other people that you want to have the same experience and to feel as good as you do, and you want to go into problem solving mode and serving others, and that's where the enthusiasm really comes from. Whose life can I change today? That's the mantra of successful direct sellers. That's what they start the day with. Whose life will I be able to impact and make a difference in today? And most of the time, it's led by the product, because they know the product makes a difference. So it's a wonderful way to begin solving someone's health issues or skin issues or weight issues. Boy, if that doesn't trigger enthusiasm, I'm not sure what would. It's a beautiful thing. It really is.
Yeah, that's so amazing. Let me see who we have on the call. Everybody's not showing up here. But hey, Laura, how are you? Are you enjoying?
I have a question, not totally related to this, but something that I need information relative to selling in the business. Can I ask it if it's not totally related to this?
Absolutely. As far as I'm concerned, yes. Go right ahead.
You're right on.
Okay. So, for instance, like and I'm taking all the products, I like them, and I'm thinking, like, I sell the cleanse already, and most of the time I'm selling it retail. I'm trying to buy it at my price and up the price a little bit to make some money. I'm not making a lot of money on it, like if I were selling some other product where you're doubling the cost of it. However, I like the product so much, and I think it's so good that I try and sell it to my patients. But at what point do I sell it to them at what I would consider retail versus do I sell it to them and say, hey, you need to do a cleanse for this weight loss program, and this product is good, it happens to be network marketing, and instead of you buying it from me at retail, I recommend that you invest the $29 and buy it at a wholesale price. For me, that doesn't feel very professional, so I've only brought in like 2 patients who have signed up as distributors. That's one question, and then the second one that goes along with that is, okay, I think the calcium could be a really good seller in my office, and I think I could have a bottle of the calcium and the Vital Flow, say, next to each other, and we could be giving people small little spoonfuls to try this, see if you like it, and tell them all the benefits of the calcium product and the Vital Flow, and potentially be selling them out of here. But it's much more comfortable for me to sell it retail than it is to try and say, buy this and sign up as a distributor in my office. Anyway, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it. Katie, do you want to address that? I have just one comment to make, but go ahead. You know other professionals who are selling the product successfully and bringing on.
Every scenario is I think different, and I'm sure you probably could help with this, Linda. But I really believe that if you let the people try the product, and they, like, for instance, like you were saying, because we do this all the time, we let people try products when they're sitting in here, and they're like, "Oh, this is great," and because they usually I figure out that they have a need for it. You know what I'm saying? And many of these products are products that people need every single day. We need vitamin C. It's water soluble. You need it every single day. And really, people really do need the greens because they're so rich in the B vitamins, and they're once again water soluble. And you're got stress and you every day, and it just helps deal with the stress and helps keep your energy going, and so on and so forth. And so when you let people try these things, you can definitely sell it, keep it in stock and sell it or whatever. But what you can do is explain to them that this is the price. If if I sell you mine, I'll you can buy it at this price. But if you'd like, and you really do like it because you really need it or whatever, you can actually become a member, and at $29.95 and get it for 15 to 25% less. Plus, if people in your family enjoy it, you'd be able to make money in your family and friends when you share it with other people. That you would be able to also get make money from it also. So I guess it's like your comfort level with that, depending on the client. I know it's just but I think sometimes, like when you're doing a cleanse, it's kind of like you're selling the cleanse. You know what I'm saying? And oftentimes they're just interested in doing a cleanse kind of thing. So you got to feel it out.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I would say, yes, Laura, it has everything to do with your comfort level.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you, in my 25 years, I've worked for some great companies where some of our most professional members, if you will, or representatives, distributors, are highly respected doctors, multiple fields that had an ongoing just as Katie said, um, regular customer base of people who love the product so much they want to stay on it and appreciated the opportunity to get it at a discount. I think everybody likes the opportunity to get it a slight discount. That's very attractive. And then it becomes a regular source of cash flow and income to you. And at any given time, because we don't know their circumstances, they may decide that they would like to share this with people because it's making such a difference in their life. And that's truly when it starts to get really wonderful for you, because you know you're touching so many more people with products that you know are going to make a difference for them and their health. And that is all direct selling is. It's just it's a delivery model of getting product into people's hands so they can use the products and enjoy a better life. And you have an opportunity to do that through your practice.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's amazing. I'm so surprised. Not really surprised, actually. It's very exciting to see the number of practitioners that are going into this particular field of because usually they're quite unique products, you know, and that fills a need that they don't have, and they're really excelling in it. I mean, seriously, really excelling in it. And I think the really cool thing about that is that it really shows the professionalism of of this particular industry when you have these practitioners who truly believe in it and once again are providing an amazing product, you know, to people that is helping them and allowing them to become, you know, the opportunity to have it, and then also having that regular income coming in because of it, you know. It's, you know, and it's their enthusiasm and belief and their, of course, their understanding of the product that really can make a difference, you know, to be able to share it with people because people trust them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Is that helpful, Laura?
Yeah. The other question that I had related to that is I'm not really sure what price to actually sell it retail to my patients. I can't tell when I get on the website and it says like the calcium is like 48 something or other. Is that like my cost as a distributor? Is that the retail cost?
Do you have a
So
do you have the price sheet that shows like the retail price, the wholesale price, and then the, you know, the discount that you get when you're like, if you're a practitioner and you're buying the cleanses, you actually get it at 25% off, you know, and when you buy like other items like at 12 buying, or you know, or at a case price, you get it at 25% off also. So, you know, and I know I have a couple of other practitioners. What they do is they do buy it at the best price possible, and then what they keep doing is they get people on it, and then they actually get them signed up. We did have a program that was really kind of cool where you could buy a pack of they were like discount coupons where people would get $50 off, kind of a thing, and so it would actually pay for their membership. You know what I'm saying? So, and they'd say, "Listen, I'm gonna pay for your membership, you know, and then it's gonna allow you to get 15% off, and this is something that you're gonna need every month, and then you can go ahead and, you know, we'll get you on auto ship so you don't have to worry about it. So these two different products you're gonna be needing, so you know, it's a really great little plan, you know, for people to be able to do that. And it's, you know, because as a practitioner or anybody, people are looking for multiple streams of income, not just, you know, selling a cleanse in the office kind of thing, too, but also having situations where you have things where people, you're not even touching it, but basically you have that income coming in because these people are on the auto ship. And you really need to really tap into the people's needs, really, you know, because I know you do a lot of weight loss in your practice, you know, but I also feel that especially in going into the new year, what would be really great for you and most practitioners really is is looking at the foundational products also that, you know, that are so crucial. And a lot of people, when they start doing the protein and the greens, they stay on it. We're seeing a very high retention rate. They love it, but they don't. I'd like to actually be able to put samples of the Longevity C in the cleanse and the new toffee calcium, longevity calcium, and things like that in there, so that people can try them. And these are really truly foundational products that people, things that people need every day. And so to be able to educate people about that also is really important for the longevity and the depth of your business.
Well, that's what actually I was trying to accomplish when I said that. I was thinking I could have like the calcium, the Vital Flow, and more here at my front desk. I'm still in my office. That, so we could get people on foundational products. My son takes the foundational products every day. He won't take the detox, but, I keep sending him that stuff. He likes it. I keep taking the protein, the Vital Flow. I'm taking the calcium. I haven't taken the C too much, but I can start doing that more. But, yeah, I think the foundational products are good. And I guess what I need is that sheet of paper that has the wholesale and the retail, and so because I don't have it, I didn't know there was one.
There is one on the back office. I do believe it needs to be updated because we have a couple new products that are not on there, and I'll write a note to my guy who does that and make sure he gets that updated, the price list updated for that.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, he'll do it tomorrow. Okay, and so it's something you can just print up and have it. As a professional, it's so nice to be able to have all of these, the price sheets, for, the different price levels and things like that, as well as information on each of the products. Very handy. The cool thing is that you've got a PowerPoint on the back office that if you want to just sit down and talk to somebody about a particular product, you can sit down because there's a couple slides on each product. And so all you have to do is flip through the product that you want to get to, maybe introduce the beginning of the PowerPoint to people about what these products are and what they stand for, and the quality of them, and so on and so forth, and then go to the product that you're interested in. And then you don't have to really sit there and understand it. The more you do it, the more you understand it, and the easier it is to talk, and then the confidence really comes in, and then our enthusiasm gets even more powerful, about things. So it's pretty cool.
Right.
So using those tools are really important,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Good discussion, Laura. Thank you for the questions.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Well, listen, thank you, everybody. This was a fantastic call. I really feel that this is one of the more powerful ones for anybody coming into the business, and as we, along the way, always remembering this. So thank you guys so much. Bless you.
Thank you, Katie.
Yeah,
Laura, nice talking to you, and have a good evening, both of you. Katie, I'll call you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. Bless you guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye,
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.